Hello everyone and welcome to Camping with Lenny. Today I'm in MacGregor Point Provincial Park for a little bit of winter camping. It is 9:34 a.m. I'm getting ready to head out to MacGregor Point Provincial Park. I did contact them yesterday to find out if the site itself is free for me to come in early, and they said yeah, if the site is free, you can come in early and start setting up early. So what I did is I did a fake booking without confirming to find out if the site is free. So what I did, I went to the site itself, to book it, and it says that's free. So it looks like I'm heading down there today and start early and start my camping adventure early. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to head out and top up some gas, get some ice, and head out. The travel time should take me about 2.5 to 3 hours depending on the traffic, and it's actually just north of Toronto near the Bruce Peninsula area, so it's a very nice drive. It's going to be all rural highways going up there. Also forgot to mention that my friends ahead will be joining me for the next 3 days 2 nights for this camping trip, because I did open this trip to some of my friends and who likes camping to find out who's willing to come up and do officially a cold weather camping. Let's just say it's not cold weather camping at all. It's actually well, originally it's supposed to be cold weather camping, but it turned out to be warm camping in late October. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be fun. So what I did is I packed cold weather clothes and warm weather clothes depending on the weather. So I did a smorgasbord of clothes. So I did overpacking clothes a bit because I just don't know the weather like it's gonna be. And yeah, I did brought a heater with me. I did brought my what do I have again? Buddy heater. I got a buddy heater to warm up the place just in case I need it, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I doubt I'm gonna use it. Okay, I'll see you guys there. It is 1:33 p.m. I just got to the park. Someone is actually on my site right now. That's fine. The checkout's actually 2 p.m. and they're in an RV right now, so they're just, I think when I pass by them, they're packing. So I'm just gonna wait for them to head out, and I'll get in there and you know, this is what it is. We just have to wait. I am parked sort of weirdly, so I'm just don't want to leave the car here, so I'm just gonna hang around in the car and just wait until this guys leave. It is 2 p.m. I finally got into my site. The people who was here before I was finally left, and I'm gonna start setting up. So this is, the site looks pretty good. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's talk about the site itself. It's pretty neat. It's kind of different. It's kind of different what it's supposed to look like. It's hold on here. Mind the camera shot here. So it's kind of interesting that the site itself is pretty open. Nothing fancy. The fire pit is actually at the back of the campsite. You can actually see your neighbor here. That's actually one of the cottages that you can rent out throughout the year, especially during winter. There's another yurt over there. Yeah, so it's pretty open, nothing fancy. I only have one picnic table here. You can definitely fit at least 2 tents plus a gazebo here. From the background, you can actually hear someone's chopping wood, so it's pretty neat. Yeah, so the tent that I'm planning to put my tent at the side of the campsite, so when my buddy's ahead comes in, he can probably just set up across me. At least we have this area at the back to take care of the fire and and where we're going to be eating and chillaxing. So yeah, so I'm going to start unloading and get everything sorted out. I'll be back. It is 2:05 p.m. and I was unloading my car, and I realized I do have to find another way to put my wood inside my car, because I get a lot of wood splinters, possible splinters. So it can be very, very annoying to clean, especially if you have leather seats. So first world problems, man, first world problems. So yeah, I gotta find another way to do this because it can get very, very frustrating really fast. It is 2:25 p.m. I just finished putting the tarp, it's not the tarp, sorry, the tarp down and the tent up. I was planning originally to have a tarp on top of it, but I decided not to because of, well, to make a long story short, it's not going to rain. So the only time I use a tarp if it's raining. But if it's not raining, there's no point. So I'm just going to leave it as is. And yeah, if it rains, it rains. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just keep it like that. I'm just gonna put the pegs on, and that's it. Start putting my stuff inside. Oh, one thing that I want to tell you guys about is the pegs that came with the tent. It's really bad. It's the V-shaped pegs, not the traditional stake ones. The problem with those V-shaped ones is if you hit it in the wrong way, it will bend inwards, and there's a good chance it will get stuck where the eyelids are and the tent for each corner and the sides. So that's why I never used it. I'm never big fans of those. So I usually just don't even use it at all. So update your pegs. That's the first thing you should do when you get your new tent, is update your pegs. It is 2:35 p.m. and tent is set up. You guys notice that there's a green tarp just underneath my tent. Reason why I'm using a green tarp instead of your typical blue one, because I can't find any more blue stuff that fits this tent. The tent itself is an 8x8 tent. The only problem with that is very rare size you can get for tarp wise. They're usually a rectangular instead of square. So that's what I have to use. This is good news is it's not going to rain for the next 3 days, so I'm good. I'm not going to bother tucking that in, so at least gives me a place to put my shoes without getting dirty and all that good stuff. So like I mentioned before, there's the sorry about that, they're doing some work in the park. I'm glad they're finishing. They're not going to be working tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot more quieter. Like I was mentioning earlier, the stake that came with the T4 is this guy right here. This is the V-shaped one, right? The V-shaped stake. They're pretty cool, but useless. The only biggest issue I have with this is when you hit this in the wrong way, it can actually bend this way or this way. If it does, it will get stuck in the eyelids on the tent. It doesn't use a fabric eyelid, it uses a metal eyelid. So you put it in, it will get stuck. So what I did is I updated the stake to this guy right here. This is a lot bigger, a lot more beefier, a lot more heavy duty compared to this one. This one, you can actually feel the weight in this one. When you put this in the ground, it will hold instead of like bending or anything like that. Plus trust me, if you feel the difference, this one is completely useless compared to this one. In a pinch, yes. But I suggest you go, whatever tent you decide to get yourself an updated pegs. Because if you see one of these or whatever comes with the tent originally, half the time they're not going to work properly, and you're just going to be frustrated using it. Also, this is good for sand, in my opinion, because it will hold, but they're useless in other things. I did use this a couple of times. This kind of style pegs, it works very well in sand because it will dig in, right? Because if you pretend here's your tent right here, if you go this way, it will hold it, especially in the sandy ground. But anything else, get yourself one of these. This guy's is a lot more worth it, especially if you know, camping in different scenario, different ground. Also, if you notice that my mic is here, because my microphone keeps hitting my chin and start distorting, doing a tapping sound. So if you see one of these, don't worry about that. It's just my mic. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish continuing setting this up. I'll give you a tour when I'm done. It is 2:54 p.m. I just finished setting up, so I'm gonna give you a tour of what I have here. So the tent itself, the site itself is actually pretty nice. Like I mentioned before, it's pretty big and spacious. You can actually supposed to fit roughly about 6 people here with 2 tents plus a gazebo. So what I have my tent wise, let's start with the tent. It's, again, I'm using a T4 Gazelle T4 with a regular tarp as my footprint. Again, I prefer using a tarp rather than the footprint came with it because of a couple of things. One is you're paying for something that you can get something cheaper and better. So that's why I use a tarp. The tent itself is pretty close to the edge, so we can fit 2 cars plus another tent. Yeah, and the chair that I have here is just a straightforward, typical, basic Coleman chair. I really do like this. The reason why I like this chair is I'll show you something here. Some chairs, see the crossbars? This part here is actually very low compared to other chairs. When you sit down, this bar here does not hit your legs when you sit down. So that's why I prefer this one, and I haven't changed it yet because it works perfectly when you sit down. You don't feel those bars, and they're very comfortable. We'll go inside the Gazelle so you guys know what it looks like. Sorry, the biggest issue I have with this tent is actually the door. The door is incredibly small. It's just a triangle. So it's literally just a triangle when you sit down, so it's not very graceful when you try to stand up and move around or try to get inside. So I have here is just a simple cot, foldable cot from Sail. They're a company in Canada. It's just an air mat sleeping pad from Toti Sports, whatever it's called. Oh, Tenant Sport from Amazon special. Sleeping bag is Coleman, typical. It doesn't go very cold. It's just a summer tent, a summer sleeping bag. One thing that I definitely recommend is the yoga mat. Yoga mat is awesome. Doesn't matter if it's winter or summer, they're great. The reason why is when you wake up in the morning, you stand up here and let me flip the camera here, and let's just say that your feet will love you because it's super comfortable. You don't, if you forgot to check there's a stick underneath your tent, at least your feet will be very, very comfortable. It doesn't hurt. Also, the other one I have here as well is just a simple side table. It's from Sporter. Again, it's some Amazon branded one, nothing fancy. I put my charger. I do have a Jackery, so I put it here for any devices I need to charge. Yeah, so this is it. It's pretty big. There's more room here. You can actually fit 2 cots here, but that's it. But if you do that, it's going to be incredibly tight, and you don't want to be tight because it's just very uncomfortable. I haven't done 2-person yet. This is designed for a 4-person without cots, just straight sleeping bag. If you're sleeping with a sleeping bag, perfect. If you're not doing this with a sleeping bag, with a cot, 2 people tops. 3 if the other 2 is sleeping on the floor. Yeah. Oh, I also have a whatchamacallit, a Woods USB lamp that does green, red, and white. It's dimmable as well too. So yeah, so this is what's inside my tent. Nothing very fancy. It works out well. I've done in the past. I popped in a another camping chair here, over here, in my first camping trip, right here, and it was incredibly cold. So I ended up hanging out inside the tent for the first night and the second night because it rained. The second day I was camping, it was just pouring rain. It was just drenched rain, and just ending up hanging out inside the tent, and it was cold as well too, and it just kept everything warm. I don't know what kind of materials they use in this tent, but it does hold on our value. Very, very happy with that. So yeah, so that's what I have in my tent. I'm waiting for my buddy Zahid to come in. He did message me. He's on his way. It is a 3-hour drive from where he is to here. So this means he won't be in until 6 o'clock. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fix the car, clean up the car a bit because of the wood and all that good stuff, and just relax for a bit and enjoy the nice cool weather we're having. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. This is. Ugh, what the heck is this? Okay, so it is 3:11 p.m. and I think it's time for beer o'clock. Yeah, so today I'll be drinking Land Shark. This is the second time I'm bringing Land Shark to for camping because I really enjoy this beer. It's locally made in Waterloo, and it's very good. It's a pilsner, and sorry, it's a lager, but it's very smooth compared to other drinks I had before, and typically. Yeah, it's really good. I'm not sure if you noticed, I am using my bigger mic here. Yeah, I'm using this as part of the Rode Wireless Go. This is the reporter. The reason why I'm using this instead of clipping it here because my sweater keeps hitting it and I ruined so many shots already and so many recordings. So I'm just using this now. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this to the regular podcast, welcome. Again, this is the first time I'm actually going camping and doing video at the same time. So it's very interesting. So here it is. Cheers to new steps for this channel. Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, I am waiting for my buddy to show up. He did send me his location. He's about 3 hours away. And yeah, I didn't realize that this place was actually powered site, not a non-powered site. So that's awesome. I kind of did not expect that, so that was pretty great. Also, I did receive an email from Ontario Parks saying that they're renovating some of the yurts and some of the cottages here. You'll be hearing noises throughout the week, but not on the weekends, so that's fine by me. I prefer not hearing on the weekend. Weekdays is fine. It's understandable. It's a working day. They do need to do renovations, so I'm okay with that. I did do a simple walk around on the park where the location is. So sorry, let me just rewind here for a bit. Winter camping in some parks, you're only dedicating one's areas only, not all of them. So this area here, it's mainly for RVs, and now it's everyone's being congregate in this area here. So that's fine too. But here's the thing though, I'm here during Halloween weekend. So there's a lot of families up here camping for the weekend. That's cool. Actually, I saw a site just passed by me when I was coming in. Actually, decorated their sites with the Halloween theme. So that was pretty neat. So I'm very, very impressed with that. That was pretty awesome. The washrooms here, they're old. They're not the new ones what we normally see, that I normally see, compared to yeah, it's pretty old. It's one of the older ones, not the newer ones. I have this feeling that they renovated this place before the other ones, before the closer to the city. So yeah, today's temperature is supposed to drop around 6 tonight, but I have this feeling it's not going to be that cold. I did get really warm setting up earlier today. The sun is actually disappearing now. It will get cold. I'm gonna probably start the fire around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock tonight. Zahid does have our dinner tonight, so I have to wait for him to come in for dinner. But either way, I do have snackage if I get hungry and beer. Yeah, and the squirrels here are big. Yeah, no, not squirrels, chipmunks. The chipmunks here are big. They're ready for. Oh, crap! I should close the tent. Hold on. Yeah, I forgot to close my tent. So just those little creatures might come into my tent, and that'll be a fun way to get them out. But yeah. So I'm just relaxing until he comes in. Yeah, it's kind of weird here. It's quiet, at the same time not quiet. The site that I have is very open. There are trees. You can see trees here, but you can actually see a cottage right behind me, right here. So if someone goes there, you can definitely hear people. This whole area is powered. They're not. They're non-powered. They're all powered. Also, like I mentioned earlier today, that when I was coming in, there was an RV was parked in this lot, in this site itself. When I checked yesterday, this site was empty. That's why I came in early. Oh, hold on. Wifey here. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. It's 3:20. That was actually the wifey calling me to find out if I'm alive and make sure I'm okay. The good thing about camping in Ontario, especially in Provincial Park, close to a major town or city, you do get cell reception and data. With that said, I went to a campsite, my last camping trip, I have zero data. I have a cell phone, but zero data. That was a very weird experience because I did not download any movies to watch. Actually, no, I downloaded movies to watch. Thank goodness I did, because I had it my last trip, last business trip. And today, smart me, I didn't download anything. So I'm just glad that I do have 5G coverage up here, so I'm good. So yeah, it is getting cold. I was still debating if we're gonna put up my tarp on top of my tent to give a little bit more heat retention inside the tent. I think I'm gonna do it just to provide a little bit of heat, because it will get cold, and that tarp does keep the heat inside that area. So I think I'm gonna do that. But first I'm gonna drink more beer. Yeah, I'll get back to you if I decide to put that up. It is 3:50 p.m. So what I ended up doing is I ended up setting up the tarp for the tent, because I want to know how it actually worked out. Granted, it's not straight in the middle, but not bad. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So what I did here is I ended up putting a tarp on top of the tent to simulate a vestibule for the tent itself. The reason why I did this and not get the Gazelle T4 Plus is I want something that I can use year round and not worry about the vestibule. The only time I set it up this way, if it's the only time I set up this way if it's raining or if it's hot, right? Hot, I mean, like there's no canopy of trees. This is the only time I'm gonna set it up. But here's the setup itself. At the side of each T4, there's a eye bolt or an eye hook, it's an eye hook. Eyelid hook thingy. This is actually holding the hub itself right in the tent. So what I did is I took a bungee cord here, just bungee it into the Gazelle itself, right? Hook it up here. I did the same thing for the back, for this one here. Hooked it up here, hooked up an eyelid, same thing at the far end here, did the same thing. Right here, put in the eyelid into the Gazelle's hub itself. Typically, originally I was supposed to tighten this up back even more with a guide rope from here to the ground, but it's not raining or windy, so I didn't bother. I do have tarp poles that I actually attached here, and just put in a guide rope on the ground itself. Same thing on the other side. For here, same thing. it worked out really well. Very, very happy with that. So when my buddy shows up, the goal is to have him set up here in this area here with his door just underneath the tarp, so when it rains or it gets cold, at least in here we're very warm. This thing actually retains heat very well too, because there is a shiny section here that's actually worked out really well. I did it for the last trip that I did, and it actually kept everything warm. So yeah, that's what it looks like. And we're going to see if this works. Again, I've been trying to figure out how to do this since my last camping trip. It actually worked out really well. I'm very, very happy with that. So I'm going to keep it this way. Yeah, if it does get cold, we'll just sit underneath that, and it's just gonna, the body heat will warm it up. Hello everyone, it is 4:22 p.m. and I bought a buddy heater. I bought a buddy heater a couple of weeks ago. The reason why I bought a buddy heater is for this trip. I wasn't sure if it's going to be incredibly cold on this trip, so I decided to buy one of these, thinking it's going to be like 0 degrees Celsius, but it's not going to happen at all. So it's supposed to be very, very warm this weekend for this trip. So I haven't started this thing yet, so I'm going to start it and see how this actually works. I never had one of these before, so we'll be testing this together. This is gonna be fun. So this is I think it's the medium-sized one, not the big one. According to the instructions, you just have to screw the thing in and start it up. Let's see what happens. Again, I don't know how long this is gonna last. We're just gonna try it out. I do have a carbon monoxide detector just in case if I decide to use this on the tonight, just in case it gets cold. So let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand up. Actually, I'm gonna do a swap here. So. Hold on. Okay, that wasn't right. Hold on. I should read this stuff. Okay, I know there's a thing in there. Tension. Screw that in. Off. To start. Important. And off. See figure 1. Figure 2. Yeah. Turn the knob clockwise to pilot and position, press the light. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, it works. It really works. Okay, I put this in low. I haven't blown myself up yet, so that's a good sign. Hold on here. I'm not sure if you can hear the... well, let's see how long this thing's supposed to last. Oh yeah, right now it's set for low, and it's warm. This is awesome. Apparently, what I've read is the buddy heater, the portable buddy, or any Mr. Heater, this thing has a tilt function. So if this thing tilts, it actually automatically stops itself, so you won't kill anybody or burn yourself. I'm a big fan of not burning myself in this case. It is pretty warm. Oh wow, it is incredibly warm. I'm liking this very, very much. So I'm gonna move this to hot. Let's see what happens. Ooh, everything turns orange. So it's holy crap, it does heat up really fast. So I'm gonna put that back to low. Looks like it's only half of it goes like sizzles. I think that's what it's called, sizzling. So it is working. What I've seen from camping with Steve, he did cook something on top of it before, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. So it's kind of funny though because there's a sign here. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm covering my fingers here. There's actually a photo of on the first page of the manual to carbon monoxide. Do not use this. Do not use this in RV, in a house, or in a tent. Congratulations, everyone used this on their tent, house, and RV. So, Mr. Buddy Heater, I'm glad you put that in as a legality thing, but half the people out there using this are not literally using this in a tent, house, or RV. That's why I have a carbon monoxide detector just in case. And I have an emergency escape route from my tent just in case I end up using this inside my tent. But don't use this inside your tent. Oh, here it is. Never use this appliance in enclosed space such as camper, tents, cars, or home. So keep that in mind. It is 4:54 p.m. and currently the temperature is 12 degrees where I am right now. But it feels a lot colder. I do have my buddy heater up and running now, so that's keeping me warm a bit. The awnings, actually, not the awnings, sorry, I keep calling it awning, but the tarp with the silver backing on it is actually keeping every heat in a bit, so that's good. I just checked on my buddy's location. He is roughly around 64 kilometers away, so Zahid should be here about an hour. Yeah, about an hour. I estimated he'll be around here by 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the fire and get the kitchen up and running. Reason why I want to start doing that, so when he comes in, we can just straight cook in, get him to set up the tent. We can start cooking and just relax and enjoy the evening. There's really no tree cover. There's only pine trees now, and everything else is in the ground. Surprisingly, it's not as loud that I thought it will be because of just a bunch of people with RVs. There's one person here with a tent. I'm not sure if he left because I think that person or that family or that couple left already. So what I have here, I think we're the only ones left just doing tenting. So yeah, the heater is working, so that's good. Heater is working. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab my beer here. The heater is working, so it is keeping my feet warm. It's kind of funny though because I forgot to bring covered toed shoes with me, so I have to go back and grab some because right now I'm just wearing my Keens. So it is it's working fine, and yeah, it's comfortable, right? So yeah, the sun is coming down. I bet your temperature is definitely going to drop even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up the kitchen before it gets cold, get some water, and start the fire. If you do need to get more wood, we'll just get more wood tomorrow. It's a lot easier for us to replenish the wood. I did buy 4 bags of wood and 3 bags of wood and 1 bag of kindling. that's fine. I also bought some fire starter, the fire starter that I normally use. It works out really well. It's one of my favorite fire starters. It's from I can't remember the name of the brand. I'll check it out. I'll just let you guys know when I come back and start the fire what it's called. But it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it's quiet. I love it. Yeah, I'm just going to rest for a bit. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna chill out for a bit longer. It's 5:53 p.m. I just got a message from Sahed. He is actually pretty close now. So what I'm gonna do is gonna start the fire and get the fire pit cleaned and start getting some warmth running. It's pretty dirty, so I need to get that cleaned up and ready to go. Plus my hands are getting cold and I forgot to bring gloves with me. Fun stuff. It is 6:01 p.m. The fire is lit. Let's see here, I'll show it to you guys. Feels really nice and it's warm. Oh man, it's really warm. My buddy Zahid should be arriving soon. I just got a call from him saying that he'll be here soon. I think he's just in the entrance waiting to register his car. But my goodness, the warmth. Oh, it's really nice. It is 6:43 p.m. and Zahid finally showed up. He got in about half an hour ago. So he's just setting up now, and after that we're gonna start having dinner. Hey buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, so it's he's just setting up right now, and after that we're gonna start cooking dinner. But the fire is going very well. So tonight we're just gonna have chicken and lamb for dinner. After that we'll figure something out. It does get dark really fast here, so we're just going to eat and catch up and go from there. I'll let you know what the food looks like after. It is 7:04 p.m. and we're actually cooking dinner now. So tonight we're having lamb, chicken heart. Well, Zahid will be eating chicken heart. It's a delicacy that I'm not into, and also chicken tandoori, so I can't wait for that one. That'll be delicious. Yeah, and its temperature actually dropped significantly. It's 9 degrees Celsius, and it's cold. It's just cold. It's dark as well too, and one thing I didn't encounter is they turned off the potable water on the campsite due to frost. So I have to go to the bathroom to grab something there. So I have water there. Filled that up, but I'm glad that I got some baby wipes just to wipe some stuff out, because it's gonna be a very messy way to keep clean. So okay, here's the dinner tonight. Lamb, chicken heart, chicken, the tandoori chicken. For the other chicken, we'll eat it, heat it up after everything's done. It shouldn't take that long too. And we decided we're just gonna pack all night and eat. It's 7:17, time to eat dinner. So tonight we're starting with lamb. After that we'll go straight to chicken. After chicken, we'll see whatever happens next. We are planning to go grab steaks for tomorrow. Apparently there's a miscommunication. I'm supposed to bring the steak, and yeah, I forgot. I did not get it, so I have to get that tomorrow. But yeah, so dinner looks really good. Fire looks amazing, and I can't wait to. Well, I'm not gonna try that. I'm adventurous, but I'm not that adventurous. So, but I might try it. We'll see what happens. So let's try out the lamb here, caveman style. Okay, it's really good. It's really good. Has a nice spice to it. Very tender. The fat is really good. Very well cooked. Very well marinated. Very, very good.
Yeah, thanks to Loblaws.
Loblaws, you did good, man. If you want to sponsor this channel, Loblaws, you're feel free to give me your food and I'll eat it and I'll let you know if it's good or not. Okay, I'm gonna keep eating. I'll let you know what the next course is. It is 7:46 p.m. and chicken wings time. So let's go try this out. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Oh man, the spiciness of it is it's delicious. It's hot. It is 10:15 p.m. and it's incredibly cold. It is roughly about 7 degrees, but it feels a lot colder. The fire is helping a bit, but it's just cold. I haven't done any entry too much because holding the camera is incredibly cold. Biggest thing that I did not anticipate, the water will be shut off during this time, so there's really no potable water for us to put together to wash any dishes or anything. So what we ended up doing is we just like what you saw, we just caveman the dinner just so we can eat. We're actually gonna head down to Port Elgin to pick up some, frankly, water so we can start washing some stuff, because again, I did not anticipate not having potable water available on in the park, so we're just going to head to Port Elgin and grab something there. The other one as well too that I forgot to bring with me is a gloves. It is freezing cold, so if we end up getting into a shop that has gloves, like winter gloves, practically winter gloves, we're gonna grab some. I'm not sure if you can see my breath. It is incredibly cold. It is slated to be 2 degrees Celsius tonight, overnight. But we'll see how that's gonna work out. Yeah, so we're just cleaning up now before we call it a night. Yeah, it's just cold, and yeah, it's just cold. I think there's going to be a lot of lessons learned for at the end of this trip, especially the review. Maybe I might do a special video just for lessons learned doing cold camping, because this is cold. Yeah, I'll get back to you guys before I head to bed. It is 11:30 p.m. Just getting ready to head to bed. We were cleaning up around 11 o'clock. We decided that it's been a long day, time to go to bed. Yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that I did put the buddy heater on inside the tent and turned on high, and it was incredibly warm. It got warm inside the tent very, very fast. I do have a carbon monoxide detector just in case. It is running. I did test this, so it's working. And after having it turned on for almost 15 minutes, I ending up lowering it down to low because it was just too hot. it's just incredibly too hot. I'm not planning to have this running all night, because if I do, it's just a very bad thing. I do want to keep it off when I'm sleeping. The goal was just to heat up the tent as much as possible, so when I go to bed, it'll be nice and toasty. When I wake up in the morning, this is what it is. So, yeah. So it's been a good day. It was just nice and relaxing. Tomorrow we're planning to go to town to get some potable water, because to turn off all the waters here, like I mentioned earlier, and get some extra food. We got through our food pretty fast today. Like I mentioned, I'm supposed to bring the steak, but I misunderstood. I didn't bring it at all, so that was pretty embarrassing. And yeah, I'm going to do a tour of the area itself, because it's pretty interesting. I've never been at this part of this park before, so I can't wait to go check it out. If we do decide to go to Port Elgin, I'll bring you guys along with me, so you guys know what it looks like, if there's anything to see down there. Also, I forgot to bring my charger for my watch, so as soon as this thing dies tomorrow, soon, it's 31%. It is what it is. It dies. I gotta start bringing an extra charger for my watch with me. I keep using the same one over and over again at home, so that's why I keep forgetting about it. Yeah. Tomorrow's weather is supposed to be a lot warmer, hopefully. If it's not, then we'll be doing this over again. The heater does help to make it a lot more comfortable. But yeah, the heater makes it way more comfortable. But at the same time, having a something that might kill you before you go to bed kind of freaks me out a bit. But I just have to be safe. Turn this off before I go to bed, then I should be fine. Again, make sure the carbon monoxide detector is with me the whole time when I'm inside the tent. There is ventilation, so at least it's going away, because carbon monoxide is heavier gas, so it stays down low. So this is going to be interesting. But yeah, no, overall everything's good so far. Yeah, everything's closed, everything's locked. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. It is day 2, 6:37 a.m. Last night was an adventure. It was cold. It was really cold. So when I went to bed last night, I ended up turning on the heater, because it comes to the point it was just pretty cold. So I turned on the heater, put it in low, let it run all night to keep the tent warm. It did keep the tent warm, but it was still cold. The temperature last night was supposed to be 2 degrees, but it dropped to 0 degrees Celsius. And my gear or my sleeping bag was not designed for that for that temperature to go down that low. So it was a cold night, so that's why I ended up turning on the heater. Around 3 a.m. this morning. Yeah, around 3 a.m. this morning, I started hearing, like, well, make a long story short, I ran out of propane. So, so I turned off the heater, and that's when the cold started coming in. I didn't realize that the tent was very, very warm until the heater died. And then I felt condensation inside the tent. So for me, turning off the heater was actually a good thing. So it actually eliminates some of the frost happening inside the tent. There is frost in some parts, so I'm gonna open the tent this morning when the sun comes up Just let this defrost for a bit. And yeah, it was just too cold to sleep last night, actually. To be honest with you, it was just really cold. It wasn't pleasant. It was fine, but it was pleasant. It wasn't at all. If we do decide to go to town today after breakfast, I'll definitely get some gloves. First of all, second is might get another long sleeve shirt or something because it was just too cold to stay warm last night. But overall, it was a good lessons learned. I think that's the purpose of this, is to have lessons learned. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to I'm just gonna go back to bed to see if I can warm up. I did go to the bathroom this morning, and it was pitch dark and it was still cold. So I'm not sure if you can see my breath now, but that's how cold it is. Yeah. It is 8:44 a.m. This has been a long morning, so after make a long story short, I went back to bed. Tried to. That didn't turn out well. It was just too cold. Like that, it was just extremely too cold to do anything this morning. I ended up just relaxing and putting my just went back under the sleeping bag just to relax for a bit. Wait until the sun comes up. The sun's finally up. You can actually see it. It's very nice. Zahid's still sleeping. Yeah, so I did get some water last night in the bathroom to wash our whatever we need to wash, like hands and all that stuff. But the water is freezing cold, so that water is just gonna be poured out, and it's useless. It's not very usable water because it's just too cold. Today's high actually gonna be, let's go check out what's the weather like today. Right now, here, you'll love this one. Okay, this is where I am located right now. Not sure if you can see that. Hold on, let's see. Hold on here. There it is. Yeah. So you can see that's 1 degree. Feels like -2. That's the weather right now, currently in Celsius. So it's cold. The goal for me, my goal for this morning is just going to be start coffee and get that up and running. Because this is the first time I'm actually doing video for podcasting. I went through so many batteries for the past 24 hours. Batteries for the camera. It's been the cold really destroyed the efficiency of the battery. So it's been a little crazy. Good news is everyone's waking up. Garbage hasn't been touched, so I'm just gonna start coffee and go from there. It is 9:09 a.m. Looks like the campground is finally waking up. You can actually hear kids running around. So I'm actually recording this video, or this trip is actually during Halloween weekend. So there's a lot of families taking their kids out for a little bit, the last camping trip and Halloween before they close all this up for winter camping. Officially, I'm considered winter camping, but more and more parks are actually closing this weekend to visitors. and only certain parts like MacGregor Point and Pinery will have winter camping amenities like a yurt or a cabin. I'll show you guys what that looks like later on when the sun goes up. They're pretty cool. They're literally enclosed shelter with heating and water, like potable water. Some of them potable water, some of them don't. So depending which one you end up getting. They're all heating, there's a barbecue and all that stuff, so you can actually stay inside. But the only thing is, bathrooms are still the comfort station. So in other words, you still have to walk to the bathroom instead of going to an outhouse. It's literally just a bathroom by itself. So with that said, cheers, good morning. That's good. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah. I'm just going to drink a little bit more coffee, then I'm going to start the fire just to warm up the area. You don't want to start your day without fire, so let's go heat up. I'm not sure if you can still hear that. This is actually Canada Goose, Canadian Goose, actually. Canada Goose. Yeah. About the same anyway. Gooses are actually just migrating. So we're actually pretty north of Western Ontario. So everyone's stopping by here, then head down south after. But this is what you typically hear during late fall, early winter. They're just heading south. You know it's winter coming if you start hearing this, guys. It's pretty neat. Too bad you guys can see because there's like trees all over the place, but I can barely see them. They're actually doing the V shape, flying through. This is awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be around. So as soon as I see it again or hear it again, I'll do a video on it. I'll record it and so you guys can see it. It's pretty neat, and they're loud. Yeah. Hopefully the temperature just goes up. So let's just check this. I forgot to check this out before I started. So currently it's 3. It is 0. It just feels a little warmer now. It's supposed to be a high of 13 degrees C. And overnight it's going to be 4, feels like 1. But I'm just going to go for the -2, -5 degrees tonight. So I do have to prepare for that one. Our goal for today is to get some steaks. Because like I mentioned, I screwed up in that one. So we're going to get some steaks. And get some, if I can find a Mark's Warehouse, I'm going to get some merino wool socks and base layer as well, just to keep warm for tonight. That's the goal, just to keep warm tonight. Yeah, I'm not planning to turn on the heater tonight. I'm just going to go without the heater. Because the goal was to get rid of all my propane, and I did that last night, so early this morning. So no more propane. I'm not planning to buy more propane until next year. So yeah, and potable water to wash stuff up. I'm gonna see if I can start the fire and just warm up the place. Okay, it is 9:36 a.m. I just had a conversation with Zahid. Fire's rolling. So we decided to call this trip a quits. It's supposed to be drop even more tonight. It's going to be cold. It was to the point that it was both him and I agreed that for us to stay one more night will be a disaster, because it was just to the point that it was just incredibly too cold for us to stay. We were going through a list of what we need to get ready for one more night, and it becomes the point that we have to buy new sleeping bags, extension cords, and electric blankets because there's a power hookup. And sorry, I'm just keeping on the fire. And it comes to the point that it's not very sustainable. So him and I decided that we're gonna call this quits. We're just going to have breakfast, warm up a bit in the fire, and start packing up. We do have a 3.5 hour drive back to the city. So yeah, we're not being defeated here. We're just doing a strategic retreat and try again next year or later on this year. But yeah, it's we decided to be safe and head home this afternoon. I gotta call the wife now and let her know that I'm coming home. But for now, we're just gonna settle in, have me coffee, have breakfast, and head out right after breakfast. So we're just gonna relax for a bit and just chillax and eat breakfast. Oh, before I do that, let me show you guys the fire. That's a rolling fire right there. Look at that. Pretty. It is incredibly warm. Like, it is warm. Like, felt so nice to get this kind of warmth. Let me get back to you before we start having breakfast. It is 10:14 a.m. We are just cooking breakfast now, and yeah, so we are officially calling it. We're postponing our second day officially. We are gonna head out after breakfast. We are planning to clean everything up today as well too, because it's just getting to the point that it's just getting really cold. It is warming up, so that's a good sign. Yeah, so this is what the tent looks like, the site at the end. Let me just lower down the. So I just got. So it's pretty simple. We ended up putting the tarp up there just in case it gets warm. We can stay inside here. If it rains. This is where the kitchen is, fire pit. Look at all this room we have. We just have so much room. The fire pit in the kitchen area is actually at the back of the tent itself. There's the fire pit. There's one camping table. Yeah. In front of the camping site, we ended up putting two cars there. It fits 2 cars perfectly, but if you do decide to have another, if you decide to have a third person here, you should be fine as well too, because there is tons of room at the second half of the campsite. So there's a lot of room. Tent wise, you can definitely have several tents here plus a gazebo. It works out really well. But here's the problem with this whole thing though. You have zero privacy. Like, you have no privacy regarding how you. If you want looking for privacy, you're not gonna get it here. I'm letting you know right now, because I'll show you something here. Here, this is a yurt back there. We'll go through check that out later. And there's a cabin right there as well. So, and there's more sites here. And there's like another site here. You can actually see your neighbors pretty badly. Not badly, but you can see your neighbors. You can hear your neighbors. So if you're looking for privacy, it's not gonna happen at all. Yeah, but the good news is you get sun. You can plainly see I get sun and adequate shading. Also, traffic-wise, it's pretty limited because you are in a weird angle going in, so you don't see the cars coming in. The bathroom is actually pretty close as well too, so you don't have to worry about walking too far. The faucet is literally there, right there, so it's not far at all. It's less than 30 meters, both bathrooms and the faucet. So during the summer it's perfect. During the winter, it's bathroom's great. Faucet is turned off. So that's the only thing that you have to consider. So yeah, so we're officially postponing our day 2, our second night, to another day, because it's just too cold. It's just too cold. So earlier today, Zahid and I had an idea to see if we can get one of the yurks, if it's available. So we drove to the park office, asked if the yurks are free for us to use, and they're like, No, they're all booked. But if you come back around 3 o'clock, potentially if someone canceled, it's yours. So we ended up packing the site, and right now we're just walking around and find out if we're just waiting until 3. After that, if it's free, we'll try to get it. If it's free, we're staying one more night. If we can't, we're going back. If we do stay one more night, we have to explain this to the wives that we're staying one more night after we told them that we're coming back tonight. So it's gonna be a very interesting afternoon. Where are we? To kill time, we're just gonna walk to the beach or to the lake. Hopefully we can find it and go from there. We're actually walking in one of the closed sites right now. It's actually very nice here. Actually, Sahid, I don't mind coming back here after, eh? Like during the summer.
Oh yeah, it's a great place for summer hike too.
Yeah. Oh, there's the trailhead right there. Okay. Okay guys, I'm in Lake Huron. This is one of my favorite lakes to swim on, and it's beautiful out here. The water is ice cold. So you can actually, where we actually stayed at, campsite wise, it's about a 10-minute hike. So it's actually a pretty good hike. But if you're planning to do this hike during the summer, just give you a heads up, the old lakeshore trail, some of them have a marsh and a little bit of river. So there's probably be mosquitoes, constant mosquitoes. So just be aware when you're gonna be walking around the trail close to the lake. Maybe you'll find another trail that skipped all stats. So yeah, it's pretty beautiful. So good thing about this park is there's actually benches that you can claim when you get here. But it's up to you guys how early you guys want to be here. But no, it's a beautiful park, and I'm glad that we walked here while we're waiting to see if we can get a yerk. It is 3:05 p.m. So the plan is this: we're gonna have lunch, eat whatever we can have, then head back. We packed our cars already with our camping gear. We are ready to head out. But we decided to eat first before we head out because it's going to be a long 3-hour drive with Saturday traffic. Yeah, so yeah, we're just going to try to eat whatever we can leftover wise. Burgers mostly, and leftover chicken wings from yesterday. And yeah, that's it. After that, we're going to head out. It is day 3, 1:19 p.m. and yes, we went home yesterday. So let's just go through exactly what happened for the past 2 days here. So day 1, we got there, no issues. We know that this camping trip will be cold, and cold. It's just gonna be cold. No matter what, it's gonna be cold. We understand that. We understand that it's gonna be freezing, and we understand that it is cold weather camping. So we understand all that. So just going into this, we understand. Mind me, my cats are actually playing. If you see them, it's from the back here. The biggest thing that we didn't realize was is the temperature. In other words, we didn't anticipate that the temperature will drop so significantly from the first night. Put it this way: according to the weather forecast, we're supposed to be getting a low of 5, potentially 3 degrees Celsius. And now the only thing that we didn't anticipate is the wind chill factor that it dropped down to -2 overnight, -2 C. And it was cold. It was in a verge of like, it's unsleepable. I turned on the heater. Heater went well, ran out of propane, got really cold. So I'm like, this is bad. On top of that too, my buddy Zahid was sleeping in the ground with mats and all that stuff, with layers, but he was still freezing. So the next morning we just decided to, like, you know what, we'll just go home. But before we go home, we had an idea to see if we can get a yurt or a cabin, a stripped down cabin. It's nothing too fancy, but unfortunately everything was already booked, so we couldn't re-get it. So that really changed everything in our in our plans overall. We didn't. In other words, we were prepared going into it, but we didn't be prepared how cold it is going to be, right? And also, this is the first time we were going really cold camping. It was. I think there's going to be lots of lessons learned going to this. I'll do another episode on the lessons learned about this on this trip itself. But on top of that, too, the review of the park itself. It's not a Bruce Point Provincial Park issue. It's a Lenny issue. So the purpose of, again, like the purpose of this video is just to learn how to do this properly without you doing it for yourself, right? So I'm the one who's making the mistakes. So I am making those mistakes, but I'm going to make a full list of exactly what we did wrong, what we didn't anticipate, how we're supposed to be, how can we do it differently the next time, and all that good stuff. So there's going to be a lot more digestion. We're going to be dissecting this episode exactly what it's supposed to be, because this is actually a very good thing to talk about, because I don't want to tell you guys that don't go cold weather camping because it's a bad thing. I want you guys to go cold weather camping and be prepared for it, right? Instead of just like, hey, we're just gonna go have fun and see what happens. But yeah, that was pretty bad. Last night I got home roughly about 7:30. It took about 3 hours and a bit to get home. I just ended up leaving everything in the car except the stuff that I need to bring up for the stuff I need for sleep. And now I just finished unpacking the car and also airing up the tent, because it was slightly still damp when I packed it yesterday. So I want to make sure that everything is wiped, aired out, at least there's no mold. So I just want to make sure that everything is good to go, so I can pack it for the rest for the winter storage and get ready for next year. Yeah, so I still have beers left. I still have food that Zahid and I split. So we're gonna be eating that for the next few days. So that's gonna be delicious. But overall, it was great. I just want to thank to my friends Zahid to accompany me in this adventure. I know it's just cut down short, but it was fun, and we did promise to each other that we're going to try this again to make sure that we're planning it properly. So this is going to be fun. So we're just going to plan that. I think we're planning that somewhere in January, February timeframe, but we're going to be doing it properly instead of like, hey, let's just grab our tent and go. And I know our tents are not it's only 2 seasons, 3 seasons stop, 3 season tops, not 4 seasons, or not even dedicated for winter. So it's completely different. So, but we're going to try that. We're going to see what we can do, what we can plan for next year, all that good stuff. But getting into to MacGregor Point Provincial Park, it gave me great ideas for next year's camping trips, and I can't wait to share that to you guys. So, yeah. Also, I just want to let you guys know I did start posting a new tab or a new link on my website for you can actually see the description below regarding the schedule for live streaming. So stand by for that one. That's gonna be fun and all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time here in Camping with Lenny. Thanks for listening. If you like what you're hearing, consider supporting this podcast by buying me a cup of coffee. Link in the description. You can also visit campingwithlenny.com. There you can find other episodes and links that can help you on your next camping adventures. Thanks again.